Beautiful. Hey everybody, we're live. Just gonna get the camera set up. Hi Meredith, so glad to see you joined us. How are you, my newest consultant? Hey Devin, so glad you're joining us. Okay, I think you've got a good angle. I've got the crock pot, slow cooker here, and I've got the Instapot here. I'm just getting it just set perfectly so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, beautiful. I think that'll go. That's good. Awesome. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am so thrilled that you are joining us today. I just had such a great time doing this show and coming live at your home and you coming into my home, and I'm so excited. You know, it's so really hot a lot of parts of this country, right? And I know, I heard this at the gym, and this is what inspired me to make today's recipe. I actually posted it earlier in the week on one of my coaching pages, and I just had such great feedback from it. It's like, oh, yum. And then I overheard somebody while I was working out at Pure Bar, and they said, you know, it's just so hot. I hate to cook, and the kids are off of school, so it's so hot. And you know, I was thinking, you know, that's exactly what this recipe is all about. So, you know, you can use your slow cooker if that's what you have. And what's really great about that is you just dump it in, you put all your ingredients in, and you let it simmer over. If you do it on a low heat, you'll end up cooking this recipe on a low heat. If you do it, it'll be like 6 hours. And then if you do it on a high heat, which I'm going to do tonight because obviously it's 4:30 here Eastern Standard Time, so I don't want to wait till 6 o'clock for that to finish. So I'm going to do a faster approach, and this, if you do it on high, you'll cook it between 3 and 4 hours. So I have the timer set for 4, but I actually think it's going to cook in 3, just because the chicken breast is pretty tender. I've had it tenderizing for a while, so that's great. So if this is your first time joining, let's go ahead and get to, I'd love for you to say hello, and I would love for you to write in the comments where you're hailing from, where you are originating from, possibly where you're actually watching this video now. Some of you, I have some of you that follow me that actually can't say where you are right now, and that's great. That's perfectly fine. Just say where you hail from, and that'd be great. No one would know the difference. So, but if you do that, one of the things that I love to do is to do a giveaway. And I do a giveaway of our Dan-O spices. Many of you who know me know that Dan Oliver is on my health and wellness team. And he's rocked out this program. You got to see his before and after pictures. But aside from that, he also makes these incredible spices. And I'm just so addicted to them. I'm turned on to them so well. And they look like this. He's got a spicier one. It's Dan-O's right there. And then he's got more of a, I always have my glasses on my head and I took them off and put them down. And then he's got just more of a traditional one. But what is great is no MSG, no sodium. I mean, no GMOs. It's just amazing. It's just a beautiful, gluten-free, no sugars, low sodium. I love no sugars. So it's a great spice to use just about on anything and everything. And so today, because we're doing a jerk seasoning, I went ahead and used the spicy one on today's recipe. Now, you know, in the title, it says we're making Jamaican jerk chicken wraps, and they're going to be lettuce wraps for those people who are really being health conscious. And then those that would like to have them on a tortilla, you can. They're great on a tortilla, actually. But today, for me, I'm going to be serving them on some buttered lettuce. And I'll kind of show you the presentation of the plate at the end of what we're going to do. But anyway, when you say where you're hailing from, you get a chance to win both of these. Okay? So I have the announcement for the random generizer from last week. We had over, well, between last week and the week before, we had like 57,000 views. Now, the pasta sauce, that just went over the chart. It was just amazing. I couldn't believe that. I think we're up to 52,000 views. Amazing. Yet last week was really amazing as well. We had over 7,000 views, and we made the lasagna in both of the traditional baked and then in this Instant Pot. And I gotta tell you, the Instant Pot one, phenomenal. But so last week, a person who said that they had, what we do, just so you know what we do to make it fair, we just do one of those random generators that you plug everybody's name in. And so I had my assistant plugging in everybody's name. And she does, it just says pick random, and it's kind of almost like a spinner, but it's not. And let's see, she gave me, who won? Okay, so the random generator. All right, Brenda Kincaid. So Brenda, woohoo! You, because you wrote down where you're from, you get to get a set of spices from Dan O, okay? So what you need to do to get these, so I can mail them to you, is I need you to private message me your address so that I can ship them off to you. Okay, now the other big thing is when you share this video on your Facebook wall, I think we had, well, I actually shared it on a couple of recipe pages that I belong to, but so when you take out mine, with the ones that I shared, we had 30 people share. So, which was just a wonderful, wonderful share. And when you share it on your Facebook wall, you get entered to win our seasonal shake. Well, at least until I'm out of the seasonal shake, and then I'll have to come up with another great prize. But for now, I've left it over here. This is our seasonal shake, and you're also gonna get the seasonal shake plus the spices. So it's mocha, my favorite. Mocha is amazing. And this girl has been following me, I think, from day one. And I'm so excited when we put her name in the we did the random generator. Alicia Heng, and I'm not saying it correctly, Alicia. So it's H-O-A-N-G. So I didn't pronounce it correctly, but Alicia, I'm so excited. I love it too because I love the message that you shared when you posted my recipe. That was just so wonderful. It was so nice of you. I really, really appreciated it. Thank you so much. You also need to send me your address, private message me. And if you're watching today, I know I'll see you and say hi. So, so let's get started. All right. You can use, I think I already said this, but I just want to make sure. You know, Jamaicans, there's a lot of chicken in a lot of recipes from Jamaica. I've cooked a lot of jerk before. Love, love, love the seasoning. So I tend to cook more on the spicy versus the sweet, but it's nice and sweet and sour kind of flair to it. But I tend to be more on the spicy side. So you can adjust and modify. The other thing is if you don't like chicken, pork. This is so great with pork as well. So we're gonna go ahead and show you. The Instant Pot is gonna be amazing. But one of the things that I learned when we did the lasagna, and I posted this, I actually posted it today for those of you who are making. I had a couple people said that they were gonna go back and get that recipe and make it. So make sure you put the liquid in the bottom first. It really protects the coating, less things sticking, because this really heats up so fast that you want to have that liquid first on the bottom. So like for example, the pasta sauce, instead of, I put a full layer of noodles down first. Big mistake. You want to put down the wet first in the Instant Pot. And in the slow cooker, it really doesn't matter. Usually you're putting your ingredients in and then you're covering it with the water. Water and or bone broth, because I actually use bone broth. Bone broth is one of the things that I swear by cooking with. So, all right, so let's go ahead and share with you how we're gonna do the recipe. I'm gonna start with the Instant Pot first. But you know, because we have everything going at the same time, as I touch something, I'm just gonna go ahead and add it in, with the exception of the liquid. So we're gonna start off with 2 cups. You don't have to have as much liquid If you like to have it a little bit less liquidy, you can do 1 cup. But I'm going to go ahead and do 2 containers of liquid in both. And this is bone broth. What I love about bone broth is, well, aside from the health benefits of it, it's really a low sodium. There's, you know, the fiber. I mean, the protein is 10 grams of protein. Low sugars, less than 1 gram, and the sodium is really low. And I love that about bone broth. And I just think that the flavor is just so incredible, so wonderful. So go ahead and open that up. So it got me thinking when I thought about this recipe. It's like, well, there must be some really fun go-to summertime recipes that you know, no one wants to be in the kitchen and no one wants to heat up their house cooking, right? So, you know, what are the other recipes that you all like your summertime fun? I would love to hear some of those on the information. All right, so I just graduated to the new Alclad slow cooker because my last one, well, it just got too much use. And I wasn't getting the display it wasn't displaying all of the temperature choices, and then the lid, or the canister, the actual pot, it was ceramic and it cracked. So I thought, well, I waited for Williams-Sonoma to go on sale, and I got a really great deal, so I was really excited about that. And you know, this is a really cool one I wanted to show you. This is really awesome. If you have to go out and get a new slow cooker, I strongly recommend the one that has the browning pot. So this is the browning pot, and it really works great. So you can actually brown and cook in it. So I really think that's pretty awesome. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with putting the chickens in. And so you can see I've had the chicken breast, I've had them sitting in the seasoning, in Dano's seasoning for a good, well, I had them in the refrigerator at first, just like this. And then I just set them out for them to be room temperature when we got started cooking. But they are smothered both sides with the seasoning. Just beautiful. So we talked about chicken before, and I just met a man in our in my business network international group, my BNI. We just started one. If you're in Florida, local Floridian, and you're in St. Augustine and you don't belong to a business network international group, connect with me. Send me a private message, because I will tell you, it's one of the best groups, organizations you can be in, because it really helps. I mean, it's like we have 32 members, and we're just a startup. We haven't even had our first meeting yet. Our open house, kind of like our kickoff. We're just in the training phases. But before we even got started, that's what we kind of got started with. But I met there's a gentleman in our group, and he's bringing fresh meat that's grass-fed, no antibiotics, no hormones, and they're going to deliver it. They've created a packaging so it can get delivered right to your home. It's going to be phenomenal. So I asked him to come on and do a special show with us. We'll do that sometime in August, because they're just getting started with their all of the marketing and so forth. But I'm going to tell you what, this is going to change how we're all cooking out here in Florida. I mean, so phenomenal. What a great marketing, great concept. When I lived in Kentucky, I had a few farmers that I was able to go to and get my beef. My girlfriend, Tony, T-Ray. Yeah, so we always had our beef, and just, you know, it's going to be wonderful now that we have a connection here in Florida as well. All right, so the chicken is in. Let me wash my hands, please. All right, I try to get a lot of the pre-work done so that you're not having to watch. So I did some prep work, and I'm just going to show you the prep work that we did because it's all going to go in. We're going to put in, I put in a half an onion for each one. So it's a red onion. I love the red onion because it just adds such a great flavor to it. And I've coarsely chopped all of the things that are going to be going in. So we're just going to layer that on top. And then, oh, sorry about that. And then we have a mixture of, we've got mixture of yellow, green, and red peppers, bell peppers, okay? I cut them both equally in half, chop them up, and then we're gonna add them to the pots. Makes it nice when we get some things pre-done. All right, so the next thing are red peppers, hot red pepper. Now, we're hot, we love it hot here in this house. You may not like it really hot in the house. So, you know, I recommend if you like it hot, what I have is actually 2 peppers, two chopped up hot red peppers, right? Maybe go with 1 if you're not really into the spice. But we're going with 2, and even I'm gonna actually add in the slow cooker, not in the Instant Pot, because the Instant Pot will make it really super hot. But in the slow cooker, I'm just gonna go ahead and add one of my chilies just kind of let it. It's because it's just gonna seep and, you know, just get all flavorful on us. So the other thing that we're gonna do is if you have fresh garlic, you know, obviously fresh is gonna be better. And I thought that I had the fresh garlic here, and guess what? I didn't, but I had just as great of next best thing, and that's this garlic that's grown in California. And I got the coarse, they have a lot of different types, but I actually get I got the chopped version for this particular recipe. And so you want to use about 4 cloves. So I'm going to put in about half of a jar in each one, okay? And so this jar, let's see, it's a 8 ounce. So you're going to put 4 ounces of garlic in each one. Oh, so awesome. I love garlic. It is my friend. So yummy. Get that spread around in there. Nice, mix that up. Garlic is important where you're buying it from. I won't tell you which countries. I'll private message you things that I know. But California garlic, Canadian garlic, those are the only 2 places that I will actually assure that I get where I get my garlic from. And if you haven't been out to Gilroy in California, you need to go. It's the garlic mecca of the United States. That town is just absolutely amazing. Okay, the last thing that's going to go in, I'm going to put in. I didn't get a chance to pre-do these tomatoes, so. You can use fresh tomato, or you can use whole tomatoes. So if you're gonna do the whole tomato, and I'm really big on this because, you know, we're already surrounded, our bodies are surrounded with tons of toxins, right? I mean, we ingest them, our environment, but you know, the foods that we buy at the store, they have toxins like already in like the cans. So, you know, bisphenol A is known to be an endocrine disruptor in our bodies. So it wreaks havoc on our bodies. So what I want to do is encourage you to buy non-genetically modified food, so non-GMO. You don't want that. So you want to get non-GMO, no GMOs. No, that's a no-go. But non-GMO, and if you can get it where you can see that it has non-BPA, right there on that label right there. So this is PBA, that means the inside is not lined with the bisphenol A, which is an endocrine disruptor. So you don't want to have that whenever possible. But I have those cans on the side only for the reason that if these tomatoes aren't super juicy, then I'm going to add half a can so I get the juices from the tomato. But they felt squishy, and I think that they're going to actually work perfectly. And so I'm going to chop up 2 tomatoes for each container. And I've got, I don't know if you have a tomato, this is a most excellent knife. I actually use Cutco most of the time, but you know, there's a lot of great knives out there. But I love the serrated edges for this tomato, for cutting into tomatoes. It really keeps the edges when you're needing to keep everything diced. It's just, you know, a great way to have a great presentation. I wish you could smell that garlic that's in there. Yummy. I think I always say smell-o-vision, right? Oh, this is just great. Okay, so we're just gonna pop in those tomatoes. Now, save 1 tomato. You want to have 1 fresh tomato for when you serve, when you actually plate the chicken breast onto the lettuce wraps. It's a really nice presentation. I really do a super fine dice of the tomato. In the crock pot and in the Instant Pot, it doesn't have to be a fine dice. But when you actually want to plate these and make them look really beautiful on your plate, you're going to take your lettuce. And I bought the butter lettuce, and so I'm going to take the inside of that butter lettuce, and each head is going to give you at least two really beautiful wraps on a plate, and you can spread it out. But to save a tomato so you can super fine dice it, you're going to do the same thing with the cilantro that we're going to be adding in. You'll save some to the side so that you'll be able to plate it beautifully. And I'm going to show the plates in the comments, just like I've done before. I don't know about you, but when the Instant Pot came out with the lasagna, I was marveled at how this baby just cooks. It's just so much fun. Just amazed at it. But I'm looking forward to, I've got a couple of people who follow me that are bakers, and I'm really looking forward to them sharing a recipe with me. I was on one of my cooking hangouts that I hang out on, and one of my friends just posted that she was successful in using the Instant Pot making a cheesecake. And I love cheesecake. That is just one of the things. I don't like desserts very much, but the one dessert I do love is cheesecake. And my girlfriend Ivy, she's like my she's the best cheesecake maker ever. So I'm going to actually get that recipe, and I'm going to try to do it. So, all right. So the last thing that we're going to be putting in is cilantro. And then we have our other spices, our jerk seasoning. And since we don't have, I didn't find jerk. If you were watching, every Wednesday I do a shopping trip to pick up all the ingredients, so that in case you're actually following along and cooking with me, that you know what we're purchasing. Well, I looked for some jerk seasoning, and they didn't actually have it. And I knew that I didn't have any left here at the house. So I thought if you were like me and you ran into a store and you didn't have jerk seasoning, well, how would you make it? So I'm going to show you a quick trick of how to make it, which will be fun. So before we start working, I've already washed this cilantro, and unfortunately when it was sitting in the refrigerator, it was not in the right area. So there are some of these leaves that aren't great. So I'm going to just take off those that aren't great. And so I'm really not big into sticks, into using the cilantro, but because it's going to be cooking at a really fast temperature, I'm going to just take pieces like this and go ahead and do it and plug it in. Normally, if you want the zest, you're just going to snip it right into the pots, okay? So again, same thing with the cilantro. What you want to do is save some on the side. I actually have another bunch over there that I'm going to save because the presentation, we're going to actually take really, really fine snippets like I'm doing here right before we plate it, and it's just going to make it so beautiful, so flavorful. And you always want to try to cut your spices right over where you're going to be cooking. Again, when you cut, if you had a slow motion, or you could get into a really big zoom into this, you could see the zest just coming out, right? So, so that's really what you want to accomplish. You want to get all of those great. Okay, I've left you alone over here, so we need to add some of you in here. So try not to cut the stick parts, you know, take out the sticks. You don't want the stick. All right. Beautiful. Oh, cilantro just smells heavenly. The other thing you're going to want to have for plating is some lime, just a side lime, to have someone have the option to squirt in some lime juice on top. But I'll show you that. We're going to actually top it with mango and avocado. All right, awesome. So I'm going to set that aside. We can pull some more of that out in a minute. All right, so now it's time to learn how to make the jerk seasoning. Okay. Okay, here we go. So what I've pulled together to make jerk seasoning are these wonderful herbs and spices. All right, so one thing I found I was really excited about, and this isn't typical, but it's a chili garlic sauce. And I thought, well, you know, because we love it so hot, I'm going to add a little bit of it into both pots because, and this isn't part of the jerk seasoning, but I'm just going to add a little bit of this in. It looked so delicious, and I read that there's virtually no sodium in this, which is, again, beautiful. You don't want to have something that has sodium, added sodium. You don't need that. And preservatives, it's just great. I mean, no sugars, and if I can get the top off, they really do a great job of getting the tops on these. There we go. So let's take a look. You see that? So beautiful. You can see the chilies right there, the red pepper. But, you know, I already have 2 chilies in here, so I'm not going to add the whole jar until I, you know, always can save a little bit extra for later. All right, so the top back on that. Okay, so to make your jerk, you're going to need to have a couple ingredients. You're going to want to have some thyme, ground turmeric, and try to get it organic if at all possible. Some Cajun spice. You're going to need some cumin. And then you're going to need some ground allspice. Okay? And, you know, equal parts is what I'm pretty much doing. And for me, I'm just going to go ahead and use, I'm not a measure. I can pretty much cite it because I use just the inside. It's like a teaspoon right here on the inside of my palm. And so that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be about 1.5 teaspoons each. And that's going to be it. It's just going to be so simple. Now with the cumin, I actually will add double that amount. And you don't have to, if you're not a cumin person. Our family is just into cumin. I can't even speak enough of it. I'm less into turmeric than I am into cumin, but when it comes to jerk, you want to have the same amount of the other spices. Beautiful. So easy to make this recipe. It's just so easy. All right. Now we got the thyme. Do you have the time? I think it's silly things like that when I'm cooking. Okay. All right, and then some allspice. And I go ahead and get the ground allspice. It's great, you know, especially in the holidays, I'll get whole allspice and I'll shave it. But this ground is just, it's a brand new container, so that's gonna be beautiful. That'll be great. Oh, allspice, it just smells so good. Yum, yum. And then we need some black pepper. And I'm going to put as much black pepper in as I did cumin. Okay, that's pretty simple. Wow. Get these out of the way. And since we do have Danos handy, I'm going to put a little more of Danos in just to round out the flavors. Oh gosh, these pots look absolutely amazing. I'll try to lift them up and show you. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let me show you this pot. See how gorgeous that looks? All right, and then this pot. So I'll just show you. Pretty awesome. I love seeing how they all played out, how the differences are. So let me grab my lids over here. So for an Instant Pot, many people are saying, you know, haven't caught the Instant Pot craze, and let me tell you, it is a craze. I have people from all over the world that are watching the Instant Pot, and it's just catching on. And it makes so much sense because it cuts the time not even in half. I mean, my pasta sauce alone takes hours, like five hours, good 5 hours to cook. In the Instant Pot, my God, it was what was it? 30 minutes, 40 minutes? Just unbelievable. Crazy awesome. And then like lasagna, you know how it dribbles and, you know, makes a mess in your oven? It doesn't in here. It's just amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and put the top on. Remember, when you're safety first, you wanna have your dial where it's closed. It's in the closed position. Let me get it closer so you can see. Okay, so it's in the closed position, and you just slide it on, and then you lock it in place. Really easy. Okay, so I am going to use, oh darn, use the setting for chicken, and I'm going to do, I believe that this is going to need to be, oh no, ooh, cancel, I want chicken. I don't want 15 minutes. I'm going to program it to go to, all right, so I was thinking I was going to do 20 minutes, but it's giving me a choice of 15. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it at 15 minutes because I think that the chicken will be able to come out and pull apart. What I might need to do after 15 minutes of this is throw it back in maybe for 10 more minutes. We'll just see what happens, because once this chicken gets fully cooked, it should just, the fork should be able to just shred it. Should be beautiful. Should be a great way to do it. All right, so now the slow cooker or the crock pot, go ahead and put my lid on. And I am going to set this lovely one up on high, and I'm going to high, and I want to hit set, and I'm going to hit 4 hours, but I think it will be done in 3, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit 4 hours and hit start. Okay, that's simple. I love technology. It makes cooking so easy. And in the summer, you want to be out there playing with the kids and, you know, just if you're working, putting it together in the morning so that you can come home and it's already done and all you have to do is plan on prepping. So let me clean some of this up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how we're going to prep the plates. And then I actually have a surprise. I need to check to see if somebody is actually online. I have a surprise for all of you. I have a guest coming on today if our technology is cooperative. I'm not going to tell you yet. But we're going to talk about plating. Let me just get this really, I think I'll just go ahead because I'm doing the mangoes. I'm just going to go ahead and just grab a new cutting board. This is a lot easier. Okay, yeah. Cleaner cutting board is just the better way to go. All right, so what we're going to do is to plate these. We've got some fresh avocado. We've got some fresh mango. And if you don't have whole mangoes, or they're not ripe, you can always buy them prepackaged. So I wanted to show you the option of both, but these are beautiful and they're perfect. But when you were shopping with me on Wednesday, these were green and really hard. So I mentioned a trick of how to get, if you happen to get to the grocery and you need to get these right away, when you check out, ask for a brown paper bag. And while you're checking out, just put them right into the brown paper bag, and you want to close the brown paper bag and hold on to them just like that and keep them on the counter. Do not put them in the refrigerator. Just keep them like this on the counter. Now check them within 24 hours because sometimes they can ripe up beautifully and sometimes they may need a few more hours. So these were sitting in the bag for a day, over a day, maybe a couple hours longer. And I thought, oh my goodness, I forgot to take the avocados out. And luckily I did right when I did, but they're perfect now. So I'm gonna just show you, when you take the little end off of your avocado, you see a beautiful light green color. And that says that they're perfectly done. They're ready to be used. And then the mangoes are the same way. It's beautiful. Now, I still have some of the skin in there. Hold on. There you go. The mangoes are the same way. See that beautiful green color? So that just tells you how they're ready to slice. They're going to be beautiful. They're not overripe. And so that's just a trick if you hadn't known that trick before. Love learning little things like that, right? So I'm going to grab a plate. Grab 2 plates. I'm just going to show you how we're going to plate this. We're going to take the buttered lettuce. This is a hydroponic one. They didn't have anything from the farmer's place. So I'm going to grab some of the inside leaves and some of the outside leaves of this. And it's really it's a delicate lettuce, so you want to be kind of careful how you're going to put together your leaves. So this one, actually, I'd probably exchange it out because it has a hole in it. And what you want to do is you want your guests to be able to make these, especially if they're going to make it like a taco, but just a lettuce wrap. You want to have it so it doesn't have any holes in it, right? So you want to just try to, and some people are going to make this just as a salad too. Either way, it's really fine. And then grab a couple other ones so that they can make some mini ones, okay? So you're going to have 2 big ones and a few mini ones. Just like that. So just arrange them on the plate like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get this, when it's finished cooking, you're gonna get it and you're gonna shred all the chicken, and then you're gonna make sure it's really super hot, and then you're gonna put it right on top. You're just gonna put it right on top of the lettuce, okay? And then on top of the shredded chicken, and I would pull some of the juices and the great vegetables that are in here. And then on top of it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your avocado. So I'll go ahead and slice the avocado. And I don't know if anybody's ever shared with you how to get those seeds out. Really simple, really easy, good trick. Just stab it right in the middle, kind of hard, and lift it up like that. Just phenomenal. Easy, easy. Save your seeds if you're making shakes. The seeds go really well in shakes. So, and they blend great. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make fine slices down my avocado. And I would do a half an avocado for each plate. And then you can have some set to the side in case your guest would like to have more. And I kind of get the edges where it's going to come nicely apart. And I'm going to use a little paring knife there, or my tomato knife because I don't have a paring knife out. And I'm just going to gently coax this guy out. And I will arrange each slice on top of the shredded chicken. And it's kind of nice if you can do a little bit of altering. So I'm going to come back and I'll plate more of the avocado. And I'll plate it actually here so I can lift it up and put it onto the actual servings when I do it. But the mango is the same way. Just should peel right off. And then I'm going to make nice slices of mango. Oh, the juices are just phenomenal. Beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do is I'll take the slices of mango and I'll intersperse them. Now assume the chicken is on top, and I'll intersperse them right around the avocado. And then what I'll do as a finishing touch, I will take some beautiful snippets of the cilantro and I'll decorate it on top, and I'll also add just a few dices of those tomato. And so tune in at the bottom when I actually do the plating. We won't use the show right now to do that because we don't have the chicken, right? But that's how it's going to be done. So what I'm going to do is spend the time while it's all cooking to actually cut up my avocados and my mango. And somebody had said in when I was shopping that they're allergic to mango. So I said you can substitute pineapple and or some apple. But I actually think the pineapple, I thought about it, would go a little bit better. Okay, so it's time for my surprise, and I'm going to have to reach over where I'm cooking and find my friend who has joined us. So Tom, if you can say you are here, type something in, Tom, and then I can invite you in. So you actually, I have a guest. His name is Tom Jarris, and Tom is going to share some great ideas from his company. So Tom, if you are present, I need you to say, because there's too many people, I can't see you. I have a lot of people who are on. All right, let's see. I'm going to just grab you over here. so I can work with it a little closer. Sorry about getting so close. All right, let's see if I can find you this way, Tom. Tom, you need to say something. Let's see. I'll search for you. Tom. Tom. There you go. All right. I sent you an invite, Tom. We're just waiting for you to come on. Hi, Tatiana, Kristen. Nice to see you. All right, let me do something really quick. So what Tom's specialty is pairing wine. So I'm gonna see if he is, I'm just gonna check on my, I can't do that. Okay, let's see. Hey Tom, are you there? All right, so, fudge. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the Instant Pot really. Let's see, Tom. All right. All right, so I've never done this before. So let me just do this. Let me just do this. If Tom doesn't show up, everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and end, if he doesn't show up, I'm gonna end the cooking show, but I'm gonna share with you, I'm gonna try to find his text. He gave some really great wines, and Tom is a friend of mine from, oh my God, years and years and years. He owns a wine company. He owns International House of Wine and Cheese. He is just incredible. Let me just, I'm trying to get to, it doesn't look like Tom is actually on. Let's see. Oh, you're here. Hey, Tom. Okay, so I sent you an invite, Tom. Oh, great. Did you see the invite? You have an invite coming to you. It should be an invite so you can share the screen. Let's see. So, okay. You might have to log out and log back in. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties, everybody. Starla, yeah, I'm hungry too. You should smell it. It's just amazing. Ah, it smells so good. All right, so Tom, let's see. All right. All right, so Tom has recommended, just in case he just doesn't hop on, he's recommended Chateau Ste. Michelle, Columbia Valley, Riesling 2015, or Harvest Select Sweet Riesling 2015. And he says that the beer selection, if you don't like wine and you're going to go for the beer, he said to use the Dogfish Head Namaste White Belgian style wit beer. Okay. So, yeah, Tom, I sent you the invite. I see that you said you're not getting the invite, but if you log out of this live show and log back in, I think we'll be able to connect you. Does that make sense? So while he's figuring that piece out, hi, Steven, how are you? Have him look for the invite on the world icon on his iPhone app. Yeah, are you on your iPhone? Thanks, Steven. If you're on your iPhone, you can see the world app. What if he's on his computer? I wonder what he does there. That's a good question. Okay. So we'll hang on just a few more minutes. But at any rate, I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can kind of see some fun things. How it's actually all cooking, since I was able to bring the tripod down, and maybe he's gonna come on. But the Instant Pot is just doing an outstanding job. right there, cooking away. And then there's the slow cooker. Fabulous. Josh, fabulous. Okay, so, all right. I will post what Tom said as far as the wines, and we will work out this technical, we didn't get a chance to try it out, and I'm going to invite Tom all of the time to be a guest and share the recipe, and he's going to be able to come on and show you the bottle that he's picked for wine pairing. I'm really all about my entertaining. I have for a very long time, so those of you who know that much about me know that I'm all about entertaining, and I just love to cook and have great presentation. And I love to pair really great drinks to go along with our food. So I'm a wine snob myself, and my husband's a beer person. So, we usually have that, and then we always have a non-alcoholic selection as well. And so that you can, just have some really great flavors to enhance what you're actually eating. Oh my gosh, this is kind of cool because those of you who don't have an Instant Pot can now see what this looks like. I actually have to, I'm not going to finish, but those of you who, don't forget to say where you're hailing from. Share this on your wall so you get a chance to enter to win. And our winners, Brenda Kincaid and Alicia, make sure that you send me a private message and share this on your wall so we can see a ton of people. But the steam is starting to happen, so I'm going to kind of turn the camera and let you see it. It's so awesome. Okay. Ooh. That was just the beginning part of the steam. But I don't know if you can hear it. I'll be really quiet. It's just cooking so quickly. I love this Instant Pot. I'm all about it. I love my slow cooker too. It has its great place, So either one, you're going to enjoy this recipe. Have fun. This is the holiday weekend. Some of you are going to have a long holiday weekend. My thoughts and my prayers for everyone to be safe this holiday. I'm one of those girls that scared of fireworks. I always have been. For my poor kids, they always got a chance to do the fireworks with Dad, but I would stay kind of in the house or behind the pool cage so that I wasn't around them. I'm terrified on 4th of July. My animals are as well. So those of you who are like me, stay safe. And those of you who love to celebrate in the festivities, just enjoy yourself. Have a safe and wonderful holiday. Enjoy your family if you're able to be with your family. I am not going to be with the kids, but they are going to be out next week. Yes, I can't wait to see them. But enjoy everything, and I so appreciate all of you for joining us today, and welcome to Come Cook With Me. We're here every Friday at 4:30 is what we strive for. Now, I would love some ideas if you have any ideas of recipes. I'm tickled with the conversations afterward that we have after the show during the week. So I applaud everyone for speaking their mind. I get some really helpful comments about how I can improve because, I follow a gentleman who was a psychologist in the 1800s, at the end of the 1800s, and his name is Emile Coué. And he really came up with the whole psychology of every day and every way I get better and better, and it's more of a linguistic programming in our mind. So I really believe and strive for that. It is something that is in my mantra that I write every day as an affirmation. So every day, in every way, we always get better and better. And I thank you for joining us, and just have a beautiful, blessed weekend. All right. See you later.